What's up, everybody? This is your boy Chainsaw. In this video, I'm going to make it short and sweet. We're going to give you a little bit of update on general happenings here, 8/12, 2021, at least as far as I could tell. Got a lot to unpack, so I'm going to jump in real quick. Not going to read the news to you because I know how much you love that stuff, but I will go over a couple of things I saw this morning that grabbed my attention and definitely should grab yours. Ozarksfirst.com posted this AP article talking about the death toll from COVID-19 in Missouri is now top 10,000. Woo! Big things. The state's health department coronavirus dashboard on Thursday showed 20 new deaths, bringing the total to 10,002 since the onset of the pandemic in early 2020. Speaks for itself. Nationally, more than well, we'll get into that. So, if you're a true believer in masks and vaccines, you can just smell the sarcasm radiating off of me. Hopefully, if you're not really big on masks and vaccines, and you're all about my freedoms, take it from a conservative. You're gonna learn a little something about yourself in this video. So keep in mind, nationally. That's more than 615,000 Americans who have died from this virus. Deaths have been rising again in recent weeks due to the Delta variant, and it's been especially troubling in southwest Missouri. New cases, hospitalizations are at the worst levels, are at their worst levels since the winter. Keep in mind, they're talking about 615,000 people who died in the United States of COVID. That's like two-thirds. Two-thirds. That's 66%, or right around there, of the number of people who died in World War II, the number of Americans who died in World War II. Right. So you take the number of Americans who died in World War II and you multiply that by 1.5, okay? 150%, 50% more. Kind of like your laundry detergent. You get 50% more. Well, with COVID, you get 50% more deaths for Americans than you did from World War II. But, if you saw my video from yesterday, you already know this. Recent data from the Springfield Greene County Health Department coronavirus dashboard shows 109 deaths this summer, with July having the most deaths of 67. So, that's a lot, right? But we'll get into that. Health Department says 94% of Greene County residents who died since January were not vaccinated. All right, so that's what's going on. 10,000 deaths since this whole nightmare started, just here in the good old Northern Ozarks, right? So then I caught this. It's actually a local also posted by Ozarks First. Springfield, Missouri, according to Greene County Collector Alan Isett, the collector's office will be closed due to COVID-19 until further notice. So, yeah, looks like they're taking that pretty seriously at their offices. Taxpayers can still use the collector website to look up statements, find receipts, and pay their taxes. So, yeah, that's a thing. Keep on scrolling. Again, this is a lot from ozarksfirst.com. Maybe I should, get a sponsorship or something. Ash Grove, again, local news. Ash Grove is mourning the loss of its only family physician, Dr. Mark Smith, who died last week following COVID-related complications. Jesus Christ, the only doctor in town, the guy dies of COVID-19. Are you kidding me right now? And also a side article about 46% of staff vaccinated in Missouri nursing homes. So that essentially... Come on, you freaking kidding me right now? You freaking kidding me right now? That's like a lot, bro. That's like seriously a lot. So over 50% of people working in nursing homes in the state, just in the state of Missouri, over 50% have not been vaccinated. Well, be lucky you got jobs today. We'll see what happens tomorrow, right? So also from Carthage, Missouri, there's more than one virus for patients, for area patients and seniors to be concerned about, and it's due in part to the coronavirus. Dr. John Venter, a Mercy pulmonologist, says there are now 2 other variants that are spiking in the area and can cause infants and small kids to get sick. He says dropping mask mandates are to blame. Personally, I'm not all about the mask mandates. I think it's, again, I'm a conservative. I believe it should be the, oh, Jesus Christ, we still got this thing up. All right, again, I'm a conservative, so I'm more for the shunning and the shaming. As far as sending law enforcement after people who are too stupid to, open doors with their hands as opposed to with their teeth. Not a big fan about that. I don't think that, cops and guns really solve the problem in nonviolent crimes, especially when they're involving stupidity. Now, as a German American, or as an American of also German descent, I'm descended from lots of things. This is America, for God's sakes. But, we were big on shunning back in the good old 1600s, when folks were coming over on the Mayflower. We were doing this stuff back in the old country, and if anybody's familiar with Pennsylvania, we're still pretty good at this these days, right? So shunning and shaming is much more, and it works better, too. I mean, look at this. You've got mask mandates, and people just refuse. They put mask mandates across the state. A lot of these companies had put mask mandates in place for their businesses, and if no one does anything, no one cares, no one wears the masks. But you start firing people from their jobs because they're too stupid to follow rules and whatnot. It makes a difference. Next thing you know, you got protesters out in front of Mercy, and it's a little bit of a different way. So again, 46% of Missouri nursing home workers are vaccinated. Well, the rest of them, I guess you can go flip burgers for a living, because we got you. I think that's much more effective, personally. And again, I'm not a cop, I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer, certainly not the governor, but I think myself, from what I've seen in my experience, hell, just my experience over the last year, shunning and shaming works a lot more, works a lot better than the threat of law enforcement that ain't going to come anyway, because, they got their own goofy considerations about what laws they're going to enforce when it's convenient for them. As we saw just last year when Springfield put their mask mandate in place. People just do what they want to. It's up to the public to increase that, leverage over itself, to let the public police itself. That's the whole free market concept anyway, right? If you disagree with that, I'd love to hear about it. If you agree with that, awesome. Love to hear about that too. So the kiddies and adults were not exposed to the RSV. So after we relaxed those restrictions, all of a sudden, the delayed RSV showed up, Dr. Venner says. Well, it's a lot of us. I can't believe they put the us in the actual article. I had to cut that out. RSV is short for respiratory syncytial. Boy, we don't use that word every day. Respiratory syncytial virus. And hit me up in the comments if you know a better way to pronounce that. And it usually doesn't show up until the winter months, but because so many were wearing masks, that virus didn't spread when it usually does. Now that masks are off, Venner says kids are getting exposed to it. The other virus spreading through the area affecting kids, according to Venner, is the one that caused coop. Ah, crap. Otherwise known as para-influenza. Ah, good God. That sounds horrible. Coop? Are you kidding me? I mean, that's not good either. The other one where they have to stick the tube down your throat, and the number one side effect is it makes you die or screws up your lungs and your heart forever. This is also bad, but coop is also not good. So then finally, exiting ozarksfirst.com, they posted an article today also. Get this. Jefferson City, Missouri Governor Mike Parson says that more than 200,000 people have received their COVID vaccines since the state announced its vaccine incentive program. So it takes bribes to do the right thing. We talked about the greatest generation yesterday, and so it takes bribes to do the right thing, right? What is the problem? He says that it's good news, encouraging Missourians, We understand that some are hesitant getting the vaccine, but now's the time to step up, take personal responsibility to protect yourself and loved ones by getting vaccinated, Governor Mike Parson said. About 3 months late. But, better late than never, I guess. How many? 10,000? I bet they would probably like to hear that from, the head honcho of state government here. Same guy, the same guy who said last year just over a year ago that, well, if you don't feel safe going out and voting, you should just probably stay home. But hey, that's another story. Better late than never, I guess. The state reported as of Wednesday that 49.6% of the total population has initiated the vaccination process. 42.4% of the total population has completed the vaccination process, because we just can't be convinced, even with bribes, to get out there and do the thing. Oh, sick. Governor Parson said there's nearly a 50% increase over the daily and weekly vaccination rates from before the program was announced. Let's see, 50% increase over the daily. What did I just put that 2 times? Encouraged by the attention the incentive programs brought, more than 450,000 people have entered the vaccine incentive program. First drawing is Friday, so that's cool. Don't worry, you're going to get your money this Friday, or at least they're going to tell you who's going to get your money. Those who enter can win $10,000 or a scholarship money. Governor Parson announced $15 million in funding to help the state's healthcare systems with staffing shortages. Another $15 million will go toward antibody infusion centers. So we'll get to that here in just a second. So if you do win that $10,000, not for the scholarship, but if you win the $10,000 with cash, firstly, the number one thing you can do is you can use my referral link down below, chainsawccc.com/Weeble. Open an account, deposit $5. Weeble will send you 2 free stocks for no reason. Go ahead and sell them because they're probably trash, or keep them. Do whatever you want to. I'm not a CPA. I'm definitely not your CPA, bro. While you're doing that, you can take an extra $100 and open up the M1 account. Deposit $100 after you open the account. M1 Finance will send you $50, bro, just for no reason. That takes 30 days to make sure you're not just trying to screw around with them, and then a 14 or 15-day hold period. So within 45 days, you're going to get your $50. You cash out or put the rest of the 10 grand in there. Build yourself your own personal, index ETF, and, just go crazy. Or pick up a bunch of these guys and do a different thing, right? I'm not sponsored, but I should be. Let's see. So moving on. Here we go. Is this the fun one? This is the fun one. Is this the fun one? Nope. That's a fun one, but we'll get to that. Oh, that's right. Okay. So this is the fun one, the grand finale. Are you ready, folks? So Governor Mike Parson announced Wednesday $30 million in funding to support Missouri's healthcare professionals and system, which will be funded by the Federal CARES Act. Okay, so $30 million. $30 million? Well, are they broke? Is that all they got left over from the CARES Act? How'd they get $30 million from the CARES Act? Wasn't that thing passed by Congress and signed by the president and effective on March 27th, 2020? So, we got $30 million in funding to support Missouri's healthcare professionals and systems, which will be funded by the Federal CARES Act. Missouri will commit $15 million to provide healthcare staffing for all Missouri licensed or CMS certified critical access acute care and long-term care hospitals. We've consistently heard from our healthcare partners that staffing is one of the biggest challenges we continue to face, Parson said. What do you like? Nah. Our healthcare workers have been on the front lines since day one, and our goal is to provide continued support with this additional effort. Boy, continued support with additional effort. Well, we could have seen a little bit more of that effort last year, or maybe 6 weeks ago when, there was a... Sorry. The state will commit another $15 million to establish 5 to 8 strategically located state-funded monoclonal antibody infusion stations that will operate for 30 days each. Monoclonal antibodies are proteins that help your body fight off COVID-19 and reduce the risk of severe disease and hospitalization if administered to high-risk patients soon after diagnosis. University of Missouri leaders officially introduced Desiree. Yep, that's The memo sent last week goes on to state that any employees who are not inoculated by the deadline will be subject to disciplinary action. Okay. So last Thursday, executives from MU Healthcare released a memo stating that all employees must be vaccinated against COVID-19 by October 1st, 2021. What? What, you can't find time? In the entire month of... Okay. This includes all employees under MU Healthcare, School of Medicine, Sinclair School of Nursing, and School of Health Professionals. Or I'd make them do it now. Like, right now. October, are you kidding me? The memo sent last week goes on to state that any employees who are not inoculated by the deadline will be subject to disciplinary action. It's probably going to be a nice little slap on the wrists, maybe a suspension, maybe. Well, I'll tell you what I'd do with them real quick. But, the governor would probably issue an executive order for, because he's really small government guy, right? In response, 6 MU healthcare employees walked out of their jobs, and good for them. Good for them. Go flip burgers. On Wednesday, nationally known as Walkout Wednesday, there were walkouts across the nation. Currently, about 70% of employees within the MU healthcare are vaccinated. This mandate is an effort to reach the remaining 30%. 10,000 people across the state are dead, and it's not from influenza, okay? Hell, it might be partially from para-influenza, for the kids, but, yeah. All right. We're like the only country that has this problem also. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, left that up there. Like, we are the only Western nation that actually has this problem. Like, seriously, the United Kingdom doesn't have this, France doesn't have this, Canada doesn't have this, Norway, Iceland, Sweden, Denmark, Faroyar, Finland, Lithuania, Latvia, hell, Belarus doesn't even have this problem. Okay, and they got some problems right now. So Hungary's got some problems right now, but they're going to find out. But that's another story. That's not for this. That's not for this video here. So we want our team members who have not been vaccinated to know we care about you and your safety and want you to remain a valued member of our team. The memo stated this mandate focuses on the remaining 30% of our employees who have not been vaccinated and is timed in advance of the fall respiratory illness season. Right, because that's only going to get better. We've got now para-influenza screwing people up and some other kind of something that's also, it's killing the kids, but we won't argue about mask mandates in school. Like, it's school, bro. Like, you don't like it in the store? Suck it up, buttercup. That's called capitalism. Get with the program. I guess if you want the government telling businesses what to do, you might as well just be a socialist, right? That's kind of the thing. Governor Mike Parson announced Wednesday that he's named Drew Button as the new director of the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. Effective immediately, we're excited to announce Drew as the DNR director and look forward to his continued service to Missourians. Parson said Drew's an experienced and trusted leader with DNR across the state. So there we go. Following Tuesday's ruling, Missouri. I didn't read this yet. Just caught it, grabbed my attention, and I figured we'll make a quick video out of it. Following Tuesday's ruling, the Department of Social Services will begin allowing individuals to apply for Mo Health Net program. It's about time. Cole County Circuit Court Judge John Beaton ruled that the state must immediately allow individuals who qualify to enroll in the voter-approved Medicaid, following the Missouri Supreme Court's decision, which said the expansion amendment was constitutional. So I guess you better figure out a way to fire off those funds for that too, shall we? Boy, that would just suck to sit around for however many years and do nothing and then be expected to do your job all of a sudden. Again, coming from a conservative standpoint, I mean, I get the idea of wanting to save money. I get the idea of not wanting to, spend money on like frivolous crap. I'm not a big fan of Biden's Amtrak myself. But at the same time, the freaking bridge to Memphis is out and it has to be fixed. And if they don't fix it, I mean, come on. And when we're talking about infrastructure, whether it's social infrastructure or like real, infrastructure, I mean, this stuff, it's an investment in your future. If you don't understand investments, you probably need to watch this channel a little bit more, because we'd be talking about that here. So my administration is going to follow the law. That's about time. We actually saw you not follow the law just the other day by just issuing pardons willy-nilly to, I don't know. I don't know whether I'm more pissed off that he's issuing pardons to people who are clearly committing felonies, or that he's not issuing pardons to people who even the prosecution is like, yeah, I probably didn't do it. But that's another story. Definitely planning on following the law, and yesterday's court order is no exception, he says. The necessary funding to cover healthcare costs of the expanded population remains the issue. We'll continue to work with the General Assembly and DSS to chart a path forward to comply with the court order and keep Mo Health programs solvent. I mean, the guy, and are you kidding me right now? Like, the guy was still able to pull up, money from the CARES Act that he's just been like holding on to, just clutching this money for over a year now. And now that 10,000 people are dead, he's like, well, we'll cut a little bit back there and, kind of see what's going on. I guess it's important to fund things. This is why I say, coming from a conservative, I don't actually usually come out and just tell people, I'm a conservative. I identify as a conservative. Most of my friends, they think I'm some sort of, to use the phrase, a specific garment burning liberal, as it were, because of the things that come out of my mouth. But no, bro, believe me when I say I am definitely down with the conservative platform, just not necessarily the one that gets pitched on, left-wing media or right-wing media. I like the idea of not overspending money in crazy things. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of, Biden's Amtrak. I'm also not a big fan of giving local police departments in towns of 2,000 people freaking MRAPs that they will never need in 1,000 years. Probably shouldn't have manufactured the damn thing in the first place, but that's beside the point. But when you got a guy who's been holding on to $30 million for over a year for no damn reason at all, while we're in a pandemic, talking about, well, we can't afford Medicaid, couldn't afford it before COVID, couldn't afford it after COVID. I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked. Come about a week from now, when the Missouri jobs info comes out, the jobs report, I'm like super stoked to see what that looks like in the month of July. I've got some predictions on where that's going to be, and you can just probably guess that my predictions do not include unemployment going down, just because Parson decided to take it upon himself to use extra legal measures, or possibly illegal measures, because he's the law and order governor, right? I mean, the guy used to be a cop. Clearly, he just mentioned in the article that he plans on following the law. Well, the guy just blatantly breaks the law, or bends and molds and shapes the law to whatever whims he decides at the moment. But that's beside the point. I do not foresee unemployment going down. In fact, I am just going to assume that we're going to see the MOUR go up for the month of July, but we've got a few days left to find out for sure. And you better believe when it comes out, I believe it's 10 a.m., you better believe that when it comes out, I'm going to be right here to tell you all about it, bro. So that's going to do it for this video. We already did the referral link, so definitely go to chainsawccc.com/courses. Click on the link that's talking about coupon courses. That bad boy's still on pre-sale for only $20. Actually going to be looking to include some more content for the coupon course here in the upcoming days. So when we release it, that price will go up, bro. So you better go ahead and get it. Good luck to you, Missouri. We'll see you then, bro.